feet in this video. Oh my God, I look like absolute shit. I always pick the best time to film, you know what I mean? Like, I know. Guys. Oh my God. I've emerged from the darkness. I've emerged from the darkness. Like, does anyone else feel like they've just emerged from the darkness? Because I did. Oh, wow, okay. So, listen. I thought we could sit down together and we could repot this plan together and I could update you guys on like what's been going on, because I have been meaning and wanting, not meaning really, but like I've been wanting to film for so long. I don't even know what I'm doing with my hair right now. I've been wanting to film for so long and I have felt absolutely trapped and unable to do so. And I know some of you guys know what that means and know why that happens to us, but I've gone through like a really difficult period since the last time I have filmed, and a lot has happened, and a lot that I like didn't anticipate happening. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna kind of like update on that and explain why I got so derailed. And I know that all things God has a purpose for. I know that, but it was just, it's been a really difficult past, like, oh, I don't even know. Like, I get so lost in time that I don't even know how much time goes by. And I know some of you guys know what, like, understand that. That probably just sounds absolutely crazy to some people. But, so in October, we had 2 friends pass away due to addiction and like overdosing. And it was probably it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through. One of the people that passed away was one of my boyfriend's best friends. And then the other person that passed away was my childhood best friend. This was somebody that I like spent a lot of time with. She was my best friend through middle school. She was my best friend in high school. And then in high school, we separated due to like her drug use and went our separate ways. And we were always close. Like, we ended up getting close again as the years went on. But yeah, that happened. And so October, which was supposed to be just like one of the best months, one of the happiest months, ended up being one of the just one of the hardest months for me emotionally, and sent me into like a really bad depression again. So, like a little bug. I got a little bug. So not only was that going on, but we were moving. So like we were moving at the time. And in fact, the day that we were actually moving our entire house, like, or well, our townhouse to this house, was the day we found out about my boyfriend's best friend. So that was the day we found out about him. And we actually had to continue moving like that whole day, right? Which was really difficult because we had just found out some of like the worst news. So we had to put that beside us and still continue to move, and you know what I mean? And that was one of the hardest days ever. I just remember like trying to mentally get through it, and it was really difficult. Not to mention, we were like moving everything, and I was starting a new job. It was so much at one time that I just didn't do good. You know what I mean? So I was really struggling, and I really can't even tell you, like, other than like going to work and going to the gym and just basically trying to maintain my mood and like crawl out of the depression that I was in, I really don't know what else. Like, that's kind of like, you know, when you lose track of time because you've been doing that, that's kind of what happened. So I lost track of a lot of time. Like, when I sit here and I think to myself that it's like, what is it? Almost the end of March. Well, like mid-March. That's like 6 months. It's like almost 6 months. Like, that's, you know what I mean? So Now, I've done a lot of growing and I've done a lot of learning in this time. It's not like this time has been wasted, but wow, you know what I'm saying? So I have felt so stuck over the last 5 or 6 months, and I know that if I've been feeling that way, that there's a lot of other people feeling that way, whether, like, regardless of what situation it is in your life. Do you know what I mean? So I just think that as I prayed on it and thought about it more, I realized that this was a growing desert period, I think, for a lot of people just these past few months. I think a lot of people are emerging from darkness right now. I think a lot of people are emerging from learning phases, listening phases, and growing phases. I just got chills when I said that because I know it's true. I know that so many of us right now are realizing even more than we did before. Oh, I get chills. Listen, what God is doing is so magical and so beautiful, but we're going to hold off on that for just a second because I want to talk about this plant. So I love plants. I have a ton of them, as you can see. Like, I love them. They make me so happy. One thing that makes me sad when people say that they can't grow plants, I'm like, listen, don't underestimate yourself. You can grow plants. It's just that what a lot of people do is they leave them in the pot. Do you see all those roots at the bottom there that are all curled up? Like, these roots need to be in a bigger pot. And I just bought this plant like a week ago. So a lot of people buy plants and don't realize that, like, a lot of times you need to repot them like pretty soon, or else they're going to start dying because they can't have their roots all twisted up like that. So you probably can grow plants. You just probably aren't repotting them right. But anyway, so if you were on a path with God, okay, I'm not gonna make this video too long because I want to like update you guys like about my job and about nursing and about what I've learned so far in healthcare. Oh my God, because if I get started on that, I'll be here for 2 hours with you. So I want you guys to put in the comment section below if there's any questions you have about that, about healthcare, about nursing, about anything at all that you're curious about. Go ahead and drop that in the comment section below. I've been a nurse since June now, and right now I'm currently working in a long-term care skilled facility. And it's a whole other video. So I am grateful to God beyond words for my job. I love my job so much. But the things that I'm seeing in healthcare right now, oh my goodness. So that actually also sent me into a bit of a depression too. Realizing just how bad of a crisis healthcare is actually in. Okay. So that was, and any new nurse or any person who is working in healthcare, you probably know exactly what I mean. It's a rude awakening. Like I was a nurse aide for almost 10 years. I knew that healthcare was bad. Now, I hadn't worked in it since COVID, so I wasn't aware of just how bad it had become. It was bad before. I can't even get started on it. You know what I mean? Let's just say that coming from a nurse, I would kill my own self before I wound up in a long-term care facility, okay? And that's just all I have to say about that. But anyway, what are you doing, Lola? Did you hear some wind? Did you hear the wind? Lola's scared of the wind. She is. When it gets windy outside, she gets all scared. Aw, I'm scared of the wind. So, lost 2 friends. My boyfriend was going through it too. So he, you know what I mean? He's in a pit of depression. I'm in a pit of depression. We're trying to enjoy Christmas. We're trying to, we're arguing all the time. We're both, it's honestly just been a mess. So I really just had to take a step back and call on God and remember, that sometimes when you can't figure out what life's doing, you got to just call in the power of prayer and let prayer figure it out. And it's always the right answer. That's always the right answer. You know what I mean? So things haven't been terrible, but they've been hard. And I think it's during those hardest times where you think that you're just struggling and maintaining. If you choose to look at things the right way, you realize what God's doing. And so that's kind of why I wanted to pop in and update you guys and just say that I can't believe that it's been this long since I filmed. I can't believe I've lost this much time. Depression and just getting sucked into the darkness again is wild, but also when we're in the darkness, it's almost like a seed being in the earth. Like, a seed isn't gonna grow when it's like out in the open. A seed is gonna grow when it's stuck in the earth, when it's surrounded by darkness, when it's in the dirt, you know what I mean? And metaphorically, like, that's just kind of like what we're doing. Like, sometimes when we get stuck in that depression, we get stuck in those dark places, God has something there for you. There is something there that's meant to grow while you're there. And if you focus if you focus in the right places and you keep praying, God will reveal the answers to you. And that's what he's been doing. And I've just been illuminated in the last couple of days, and just over the last week, I have felt myself slowly coming back to life. And I really and truly hope that the people out there that feel connected to me, that follow me online, that watch my videos, that you guys are also feeling this. That whatever we just went through, the power behind it might not yet reveal itself, but you're gonna start seeing it. You're gonna see the seeds that God planted during that time, and you're gonna see what it grew. You're gonna see what it grew. You don't see it in that moment. And that's where faith comes into play, okay? God does his best works in the darkest of times. When you feel stuck, when you feel alone, when you feel like nothing else is going to happen for you, that is when God will move things for you. I mean, like, I've seen it myself. I know it. I would die for God. I would stand right now, 10 toes down, and say, kill me, I'm here for God. Like, I can speak on this so much that I would give my life to it. God is with us. God is with you. And there is purpose and power behind every single thing that God does. Every single place you go, every single person that comes into your reality, everything that happens is happening because of his plan. Don't discount it. Don't think that you're lost, you're stuck. You might be, but that's a part of his plan. Okay? And so when you have faith and you know that God is in control, then you never feel scared on that plan. Okay? You might have moments where you're like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. But can I tell you something about myself? And I think even the people around me get confused by this. I don't worry about nothing. Like, I worry about nothing. Come here, baby. You're okay. You're okay. I don't worry about nothing because I know that God got me. Live with that kind of faith. Like, I don't worry about nothing. Like, nothing except death. Like, the only thing I worry about is that's it. Like, I don't even worry about that really. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I thank God for what he just brought me through, even though it was hard, and even though we lost two like really beautiful people. And what I want to say about that too is, listen, if you have friends that are still using drugs, I really want you to encourage them to stop doing it. Okay, I'm not talking about weed, I'm not talking about drinking here or there, okay? You know, everything in moderation. All right, if you're, having a beer here and there, you're smoking a joint every once in a while, whatever. Now, if it's taking over your life, you're drinking every day, you're smoking weed all throughout the day, it's a problem and you need to address it, okay? If you have friends that are doing cocaine, if you have friends that are doing pills, you need to sit them down and you need to talk to them, okay? Because that's what killed my friends. And it's happening all over and it's happening everywhere. And they're putting fentanyl in these pills. They're putting fentanyl in this cocaine, and it's not real and it's not pure. And if shit was pure like it was back in the 80s, then maybe then you know what I mean? It'd be a different story, but it's not like that anymore, okay? It's not. There's fentanyl all in this shit. You cannot let your friends do it. Sit down and talk to them. If they don't want to listen to you, then you tried. But do you know what's worse? Is waking up to a phone call that your friends are dead and you didn't try. Okay? So put the cocaine down, guys. It's not worth it. It's all fucking dirty, okay? Excuse my French. I'm really trying. That's like one of my things. I'm really trying to stop cursing so much. But I did. I just let an F-bomb fly, and you heard it. You clocked it. But I'm trying to do better, and we should all just keep trying to do better. Every day I'm trying to do better. So that's what's been going on. I was struggling so bad. My boyfriend was struggling so bad. Our relationship was struggling. We were fighting. It was just really ugly. I didn't know what to do about that. It was really, really, really hard. But you know what? Prayer overpowers everything, and God will always work everything out. Always. And even when it doesn't seem like it's working out, God's working it out. Always. So I don't know who's out there also going through some shit, or who it feels like they're stuck, or feels just totally like disappointed by this world. I am going to get into that. You know, I really would like to make it so that I feel like I can film like on a schedule. I'm working towards that, especially now that we live in a better place. I was living in a townhouse that was really hard to live in, and that was weighing on me too. Like before we moved to this house, I hated where we were living. Our neighbor had 2 dogs in the house that were always barking. She never let them outside. It was really causing an issue for me. So moving here was like a huge plus and a huge benefit to me, and it's a beautiful house. Like I love this place. And then that happened when we moved here. So I had to try to like push past the negativity of that, and just like it being like a negative environment and a negative start to a fresh start, you know? But we're working through it, and I know that God is doing things. So try not to worry too much about what's going on in the world. For those that can see it, for those that can really see it, okay? We've been in end times for a long time, and for those who truly walk with Christ, you see the signs, you know what's going on, you get it, and God is with us, and there is nothing that we need to worry about except to see the signs and to answer the call and to do as what God calls us to do when He calls us to do it. That is what we're here for, and to love others, and to continue that was wild. Continue to be kind when we can, and forgive yourself when you're not. Because I have my moments too. I have my moments where I have to stop and say, Lord, forgive me for that. Okay? So keep working, keep praying, keep your eyes on God, and ignore the weird, funny looks from the people around you. I know, I'm a nurse, and I treat people with so much love and respect that sometimes like my coworkers look at me funny for the way I treat my residents, because they're not the same. So any other nurses out there, anyone else out there in healthcare, stay strong if you are a true loving Christian. It's okay if they think you're weird. It's okay if they think you're whatever. They snicker at you behind your back. Oh, super nurse. Because you're running around trying to give people drinks and make sure people are okay. Because you actually care about people. It's okay. You let them laugh at you. Okay. I love you. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for tuning into this video. If you watched this video this long, put a purple heart in the comment box below. And again, hit me with any questions, because the next video I'm gonna make is gonna be about nursing and about my job and about things that I've witnessed so far and things that I've realized. So if you have any questions about that, please drop that in the comment section below. And until then, I will see you guys then. Follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of my workout stuff on Instagram. I'm really big into like fitness, and working out totally just changed my life and really saved me too. So I post a lot of that on Instagram. So if you're into that, you can come on there and check me out. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching the video. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're still here. I'm praying for you always. And I just pray that God is strengthening you, uplifting you, and helping you learn and grow every single day. Blessings be upon you. Salam.